Today we're going to be putting a new base on this Hitachi Jigsaw. Well, it's actually arrived in the post today, and that means you stop work and unwrap it. I've just slit it open, and inside we'll see what we've got here. You notice we've cleared the mini workbench of the current project, and some will recognise the Hitachi colour scheme here, and already some will recognise that we've got ourselves a jigsaw. Surprisingly lightly wrapped. It feels like it's survived. It's a second-hand 18-volt Hitachi Jigsaw, the model CJ18DSL. Some minor wear and tear, that's just on the surface. A little bit of the chrome or whatever plating coming off that casting, but we'll run it through its paces. A couple of settings there, quick release for the tool. We'll learn how that, have to learn how that works. We'll put a battery in it and see how it works. In fact, there's a battery right here. Dirty old Hitachi battery. Right, makes the right noises. So that's a new addition to the Hitachi stable. We'll try it out after having a good look at it and maybe even reading some instructions. Now, having unboxed the Hitachi, I've had a really good look around. It actually looks in really good nick, so I'm very happy with the purchase. It wasn't very expensive by any means. It was a little bit below half. In fact, depending on where you check, it's probably a good way below half the retail price. And that's about the going price. Half of the current retail is about the going price of second-hand things in good nick. And then it goes down from there as the condition changes. So I've put a blade in it, worked out how this quick action works, and it's really quite simple. Battery on it. The thing I do immediately notice is the base plate. It's probably the most knocked around component, with a bit of material chipping, the plating chipping off here. But the most significant issue that I do notice is with the base plate, and it's essentially the flatness of the base plate. Now you can just see in there, well, you can see it quite clearly, the front part of the base plate is significantly bent. You can see a significant amount of damage on that front corner, and over here on this side, the base plate definitely drifts away at the front there. It's also not square across here. If I put the ruler across there, you can see that rocker, and here same as a bit of an angle, but also that will intersect and interfere with that corner. So this base plate's basically probably been very frustrating, and it might have been even the reason why the person put this one up for sale, because the base plate's pretty important on these jigsaws. Surprisingly, a lot of jigsaws have a sheet metal base plate, and people wonder why their jigsaws don't cut straight and accurately. But this will the way it is, this will just wander all over the place and not really help. It's a bit like a table saw not having a flat table, or a bandsaw table not being flat and trying to expect to have good cuts. So what to do about it? I have had half a thought of actually taking it off and bending it straight. I don't think I'll do a very good job of that. The part seems to be available, just this base plate. It's a little bit pricey. In the scheme of things, it's probably not, but in terms of a second-hand machine, it does, obviously increase the cost. It's about $40 or so, a bit more, for the replacement base plate. But I think I'm going to have to just pull a pin. I have thought over and over about ways of straightening this. but I don't think I'll do a good enough job to justify the quality of the machine. So I think straight into, and it won't look as good, so straight into a replacement for that. So we'll come back once that arrives and we'll refit it, and then we'll test out the CJ18DSL Jigsaw from Hitachi. Alright, let's get this going. First I'll take the blade out, so we're just getting used to this quick release. It works really well. Blade out so that won't get damaged. Allen key, flip that up from here, pull it out the back. The rubber holding that in, we need to remember to grab that when we take this off. Now this is actually part of the normal, that Allen key's a long one to be able to get in there. This is actually part of the normal use of this tool, is to play around with this from time to time and set this, angle and whatnot. So here we're removing it completely. Okay, there we go. Give that a wipe. Not a bad tool. Battery's not on there while we do this. So let's grab that aside, not losing it. Let's see what happens here. We need a screwdriver. Should be one behind me. This one I've had for many years. Very comfortable, has served me well. Oh yeah, that wasn't tight. That comes off. Don't lose that down the hole in the mini workbench. That rubber's feeling a bit old and worse for wear. Nothing special about that. That's no shape to that. So we can put that on whichever way we like. Onto the new one. A little bit of wear on one of the angles, so we'll put it back on slightly different orientation. Tighten that down firmly enough. Check that the Allen key works. Yeah, it squeezes past nice and firm. Roll that down. Okay, that's good. Out it comes. Alright, now we've got to fit it. This goes in here. And hold this upside down. Any special issues to deal with? Can't really see where the alignment was last time, so that's an interesting question. So let's just put it in there. I should have marked where the alignment was. I'm going to have to go back to a photo to see whether I've got that right. Why is it so far back? Look, I think that's... Why does that allow me to slot that back so far? Allows it to go back to there. Oh, okay, if you're coming right up against something. Okay, let's just put it in this forward position. And then check on photos. I need to make this square as well. That's the other aspect to this challenge. We need to get that vertically, square vertically, without bending the plate. There's a little marker indicator there. Can't really trust those things. But is there a flat, square, vertical surface? I think the sides of the battery might be vertical. So let's see if we can get a tool to measure that. There's an old Stanley square. How close to vertical is that? So according to that one, it's tipped over towards this direction. According to that one, it's tipped over that way. So when you line that up, it's tipped over. I don't know how you do this. to get it accurate. Okay, we line that up. It's tipped over. It's not tipped over much now. Interesting. That's pretty close too. Do you know what? I'm going to lock that in. It seems to be a long way further forward than it was previously. I'm going to roll it back. No, it's not going to be easy. There is a particular detent. Oh, I see. There's a detent system here. There's a point at which it will rotate. That's probably what all this is all about. When it's there, it rotates. When it's there, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll learn more about your tool every day. Alright, let's just check if that's vertical. Not quite. Actually, it probably was. There's no flat surface on the tool itself to be able to really get that right. Except for that side of the battery component there. I guess if there was a battery on it, I'd have a larger surface to compare. I haven't got a battery handy. But I think we're very close with that alignment. I'll cinch it down. We'll just stick with that for the time being. Oh, I like that. I'm not going to lose that. All right, new base on the Hitachi.